What's up, dude? Welcome back to Island Grove Studios. If you've ever been mini golfing, you've probably seen someone get a hole-in-one. Have you ever seen someone get a hole-in-one in Blender using rigid body physics simulations? Bounce! Come on! Oh, go in! Oh my god, are you kidding me? Get in the hole. Get in. Get in! Let's do hole number 2. Because it has this cool little bank, so it'd be fun to have it slide over. So I'm going to import or append our mini golf club and create a sphere for a ball. We know that a mini golf ball is 0.14 feet. Next thing we need to do is animate the club. Set a keyframe. I'm going to go ahead in the timeline 30 frames. Then I'm going to set a rotation keyframe on frame 30. I'm just going to do 5 frames ahead. Rotate it back. Insert another rotation keyframe. Go another 5 frames ahead. And swing it forward. Follow through. And then set another rotation. So if we play this back, it's just this little animation. Now, if we take all of these points, these handles, and scale them, you'll see that how it affects the arc. You see it's a little bit ease in, ease out. The distance of these keyframes, that is what drives the force. So if we space these out more and it's a bit slower, it's going to make the ball travel less distance because it's a slower swing. So we have our animation. Next thing we want to animate is the club coming in, like location wise, because sometimes the ball will land and the proximity to the club will mess it up as it lands. So on frame 30, I'm going to set a location keyframe and I'll go back 2 frames and freeze it and then go back, bring it up and out just like that. So now if we play from the beginning, it starts out here and pauses for a bit. Everyone following along so far? If you have any questions, let me know. Put it in the chat. We need to make the hole. It comes down here, hits the wall. I'll put it like right here. I'm just gonna do a rough, I'm not gonna do anything crazy. I'm just gonna inset it. Inset it again, and then make it kind of square. I'll inset this one, and then extrude it down. Extrude it down some more. What I will do is leave it like this, and then once it goes in, I will then apply subdivision surface. Sweet. Now, here's the fun part. So we'll start with the ground plane, select the ground, go into our physics tab, go to rigid body, passive. Having it an active object will make it react to things, like the ball will be active, but if we want it to just be like a collider, it's a passive. And then we're gonna select mesh and final because it has a slope. So if we use a convex hull, it will not be, the ball won't react to the ground correctly because it's got some curvature to it. It's got a box around it instead of the actual mesh. So we need to select the mesh for the ground. Surface response, we want the friction to be 0.2 for now, and bounciness, I mean, it's a little bouncy, but 0.05 when you bounce a ball off the grass, it bounces a little bit. Sensitivity margin, we want 0.01. I think for now that's pretty good. So now the ball, we'll select rigid body active, and then we know a weight of a ball is 0.1 of a pound. A sphere collision shape, friction of 0.1 because it's a pretty smooth and slippery surface. Bounciness of 0.2, we'll say for now. And then here's another thing we want to mess with later, but for now we'll just keep it at the default and we'll see what happens. So now when we hit play, the ball will just hit and land on the ground. Now we want to take the club, we'll go to rigid body active as well because it's acting on the ball, so it's active object. We'll leave it, it's about 2 pounds a golf club, give or take. We'll leave all this stuff for now and see what happens. So if we go back and hit play, So that's hilarious. I totally genuinely forgot about this part. So if we literally hit play, it's not going to be, nothing of our animation is going to make sense. It's literally going to fall on the ground. How hilarious is that? Good job, guys. We did it. Hole in one. What we have to do is select animated. Now it's going to take our keyframe animation and it should work. So here we go. Let's try it. Snap. It freaking flew it out of here. See you later. What we can also do is taking these keyframes, spacing them out so the force is less. It's more so the space between these two, because the backswing isn't providing any force on the ball. It's just for animation's sake, for how it looks. A little better. Oh. Oh snap, like bounced right over the brick. Doink. Now what I want to do, actually, because I have the location keyframed, if I want to rotate it a little bit, but then I have to move it. I don't want to have to keyframe everything. So what I'm going to do is snap my cursor to the club and create a new empty. And this will be driving the rotation of the club. Select the club, select the empty, Control P to parent to the object. Now I can grab the empty and move it around and select and move the golf club without messing with the keyframes. I'm going to rotate it so it's going right now, it's going straight down the hole. It's falling off, so I'm going to have it go to the right a bit. And I'll reframe it so this is what I was talking about with the translation, because now I have to move it over here so it's aligned with the ball. Now let's try and simulate this, see where it goes. Hey, now it's going down the hole, down the bank. It's turning left a bit. Nice. But then it just falls off into infinity because right now we don't have the bricks as a collider object. But that's good. That's really good. So, fantastic. Now we'll go back to frame one, select our bricks, and do the same thing. We're going to go to our physics tab, rigid body, passive, also mesh, final. I'm not sure what final, base, and deform does. I'm not sure about that yet. The rock is a lot bouncier than the grass or the turf, so I'm going to do bounciness higher and friction lower. And also a margin of 0.01 because when it hits the wall, we want it to be close to the wall. All right, let's see how it works. Okay, it hits the wall, but it just crashed there. If we aim a little bit to the left and it hits right here, hopefully it'll go in this direction. Let's see what happens. Aim a little bit left, bring it over here. All right, it goes left, but it's just getting clung to the wall. Sometimes just doing these a little bit makes a huge difference too. Let's make the bounciness of the ball higher. Let's see what that does. All right, it's bouncing out a bit. That's good. I'm going to split my view. Now we have a little setup for seeing it better. Let's take the ball. Let's bring it over here. Because if I was gonna hit this, I'd put the ball here and get a better angle. Not here. So I'm gonna put it here. Oh, what the hell? That was bad. Let's try to spread out this keyframe a bit. There we go. Bounce. Come on. Oops. We always need to go back to frame one, otherwise the simulation won't bake right. Oh, it's bouncing in the right direction. Let's aim a little bit more left. Save. I'm gonna be saving like a monster so I don't crash. Ah, what the heck, man? Bounced right over it. Maybe more friction? Maybe a little less bouncy. Did it again. Let's bring these down. Maybe maybe it's just too bouncy, the ball. It's like bouncing right over the rock. Mother. This is live. We're doing this live. There's no testing out. Okay. At least it's staying in bounds. Oh, go in! Oh my god. Are you kidding me? You guys, look how close that was. Are you joking? Are you joking? If I move it just a little bit, it's gonna be not even that close ever again. 30. Alright, I'm gonna move this an inch. To the left. No, wait. It was over here. So I need it to be to the right a little bit. Right? Yikes. Let's see what happens. It hit that thing. Alright, so maybe a little bit more to the left. Damn it. It is like real mini golf. Go in! Oh, come on. Alright, now this is just silly. Just the slightest move. Get in! That one's not quite as good. Alright, we have a good base. I'm not going to move the club. What I will do is move the ball. Just a smidge. Right there. Get in the hole. Get in. Get in! Yeah, we did it! Did it count? Did it go in? Yes! Oh my god.
Talk about a
Look at that.
hole-in-one.
Save. We did it. 400 frames cashed. Big all dynamics. We did it. Thank you guys so much for watching. We finally made it after all those tries. Check out the link below for the full live stream, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya. Now it's baked keyframes. Oh, actually, you know what? It's not. Do you know what? I should do that. Right now it's baked to the memory of the file, but I want to bake the animation to keyframes so it's solidified. I mean, the bake is fine, but I want to solidify it. So if I go to Object, Rigid Body, Bake to Keyframes, 1 to 400, now you'll see all of these keyframes are the ball rotating, translating. That's it. If I go to this and I put on subdivision, yeah, it still looks like it goes in a hole. It clips a little bit, but we're gonna call it a win. Shuk-chow! It clips a little bit, all right, it's fine. If I go to frame 1 or 0, whatever, and I select my cursor to the ball and I create a camera. So what I want to do is go into object constraints and I want to copy the location of the ball. So now wherever the ball goes, the camera goes. But the problem is the camera is on the ball, inside the ball. So we want to offset it. We'll offset it here, and now wherever it goes, it's that distance away. And I'll also add another constraint called track 2. What that does, it will automatically point. It'll always point to the ball. So no matter where I move the camera, it's always pointing at the ball, even if I go underground. If we turn it up to, you'll see literally, that's actually a good, that's a good method for a quick snap zoom, is to have a copy location influence of 0 and go swoop. But if we take the influence and put it to like 0.95, it'll do most of it, but it'll kind of smooth it a bit. it's not exactly like locked on, but it's still following it. And I can do the same thing. It makes it a little bit more natural, a little bit. We'll do the same thing for track 2. We'll do 0.98, just because that's a little bit more sensitive, I think. Play it, see what happens. It's a little bit more organic, I think, and that's bam! Sweet, awesome.